Okay guys, so you saw Whistlin Diesel's post, right? Put a call out there for someone to build a bike worthy of him and his crew. So I want to take you through what we did on this bike. So first things first, there was already some things happening behind the scenes in between him and E-Ride Pro. What we're known for is completely taking the bike, transforming it, making it stronger, making it faster, simply making them better. So I want to walk you guys through everything that we did to this bike so that you know what he's getting and why he's so excited about it. So let's start with a fork. This is a brand new model from Fast Ace. They've pretty much revised everything. It now has high and low speed compression, so they're really stepping up their game. Solid 200 millimeters of travel. It is a longer fork. We spec'd it with a 60-pound spring, and it actually feels really good out of the box. We're really happy about this fork. So if you're gonna do the front suspension, you also have to do the rear. A lot of our bikes come with EXT suspension on it. It's the premium in the market. They're very lightweight. For this one, I think because it's Whistlin Diesel and his guys and everything they're gonna do to this bike, we really focused on strength first and foremost. Not that the EXT is not strong, but these are just proven to work well. This rear shock is a Voncat, $599, it's a great price. We know it works extremely well. We thought this was a very good setup to pair together. So next is wheels and tires. These are 1619s. We put them on 90% of the bikes that we touch. We love this size because it fits the chassis perfectly. They're not so big that they overpower and create flex in the frame and the swing arm. Nearly endless tire options. I mean, they look the part. It basically makes the bike feel like a mini motorcycle. They turn better, the traction is better, flat protection is better. It's just the size to go with on an E-Ride Pro. Part of the reason we like 1619 is they're very widely used in the motorcycle market. So on a lot of the mini moto bikes, the tire manufacturers have just put in so many decades of development that we get to choose between perfecting the size and the compound and the tread pattern that we want. We're just lucky that we get to benefit from that on a bike like an E-Ride Pro. Without having to trim knobs, it just fits right on the bike and works perfectly. There's no doubt that most people buying E-Ride Pros today are doing it because of the powertrain out of the box. It's an incredible 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery. The cells are really strong, which means they can produce a lot of power. A stock bike is limited by the controller. So we've replaced that controller with an EBMX X9000. We absolutely love this controller. It's one of the best in the market. We can tune it perfectly. Where the stock E-Ride Pro produces 12 kilowatts at peak, the X9000 unlocks that additional power from the battery. It is now tuned to 15 kilowatts, 600 phase amps, which is just a mountain of torque. The battery can produce 150 amps, and you put all that together, this bike feels way faster than just 15 kilowatts. It's pretty incredible how this bike feels now, just utilizing the stock battery and the stock motor, because quite honestly, this motor is really good. People are already buying this motor to put in other bikes, and so we're just gonna keep the stock battery and stock motor for now because we know it's good enough for everything these guys are going to do. For the cockpit, we went with things that make this bike feel better under your hands and your feet, the critical points where you touch the bike. So because we went with this really cool black and mag setup on the Warp 9 wheels, we went ahead and continued that with Warp 9 pegs, 3-inch riser bars, and a direct mount stem so that everything feels solid, the front end's raised up, so the bike feels way better when you're standing up, hard charging, riding the bike. It feels a little bit more adult size and definitely completes that feel of a mini motorcycle. And lastly, appearance. When we build a bike for a customer, we try to think through inspiration where it hits us for each individual user, making the bike truly bespoke. And I can't exactly tell you why, this just feels perfect for Whistlin Diesel. I love the super dark brown matte frame wrap. We make these in 25 different colors. They can come in gloss, they can come in matte. This one just seemed to fit the bike perfectly, and I love the look now that it's done. I love how it just kind of correlates with the top caps of the fork, the magnesium hub and nipples on the wheels, and then we rounded that out with a camo seat cover from Thrill Seekers. I want to know what you guys think because I absolutely love the way this bike looks. A stock E-Ride Pro has 12 kilowatts out of the box. That's incredibly fast in its OEM setup. So fast, in fact, that the 19-inch stock wheels really struggle to put down that much power. Remember, we increased the power of this bike up to 15 kilowatts, so those tires didn't stand a chance. That's why we went with 16-19 wheels and true moto tires so that we can put all that traction down to the ground. And then we have to beef up the suspension because you're riding faster, you're jumping higher, you're hitting bigger hits. You've got to be able to control that bike. That's why we went with the brand new Fast Ace up front and a Von Cat in the rear. And then we just simply fix the ergonomics just like we do on every bike that we touch. And that completes, it's a complete package. We found this to be our recipe for success because we're true moto guys. We love going to the track. We're always riding off-road, hence the dirt tires on this. Now, I wouldn't say this is a perfect setup for the street because it's not. This is meant to be a hard charging bike that can hit big jumps and handle the abuse of being crashed over and over again. But I want to know what you think. What would be your perfect setup for your riding style? Let us know in the comments below. Tell us what you would do differently if this was your bike or if you were building a bike for Whistlin Diesel. And now that you guys know this is a Fast Ace fork, I want to take these decals off just to make this bike look even meaner. I love the all black look.